up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking about the best products of 2023 so far. Kind of like a middle of the year like roundup of what I've tried so far that I really like. Hair care category is pretty small. When I say small, I mean there's only one product. So let's start with that. You've watched my channel for just a little while. I've not really talked about a whole lot, but I've talked about how I have done away with aerosol dry shampoos. There's a few reasons. I don't really feel like getting on a soapbox about that, but basically I just don't really feel like it's safe. I don't feel like it's good for not just the air that I'm breathing, but also like my scalp and my hair follicle. So I have transitioned over into using powder dry shampoos. And this is one that I discovered this year, and it is seriously like, it's high end, it's not very affordable, but it is so freaking good. This is the Marila Nila cleansing powder. This is actually the larger size. So they also have, I'm looking on Amazon right now, they also have a 60 gram size. So this is the 120. So this is double the size of the smaller one. This one's $37.75 on Amazon. And then the smaller one, which is just, it's like literally half the size, is $24. So I would say try the $24 one first, because that would still last you a very long time. Like I use this all the time, and I have been using it for a long time now. I'm not even sure if I'm a quarter of the way through. So yeah, it just comes in a little shaker bottle like this. Kind of looks like baby powder. You can kind of tap it on to your scalp like that if you want. But what I actually like to do is put it into my hand. So I'll do like that, and I'll just rub it together and then just massage it and zhuzh it into my scalp. It really gets it in there, but it doesn't make it like, you know, so concentrated in one spot, because a lot of times it comes out too fast. So you may have like a big glob right there, and then you have to kind of, you know, try to disperse it, and it just wants to stick in that one spot. So I think putting it into your hands kind of distributes it better, and like you don't have to waste so much. And this works better than Matisse in my opinion. Like I really didn't think that these would do a whole lot, because I kind of had that like, oh, it's gonna work on baby powder, it's gonna be coarse feeling and have like a weird texture, but no, like it actually feels almost invisible. Like it gives you some volume and some texture. So especially if you're working on, you know, clean hair that doesn't like to style, then it really gives you that grip and that body and that oomph. But if it's not at least safer for your hair, it's at least safer for your environment, like the air that you're breathing in, the air that your kids are breathing in. You're not potentially spraying a toxic carcinogen into the air for everyone in your family to have to breathe, and it's less risky. Highly recommend this. Highly, highly, highly. Skincare. Again, this is a one and done kind of category as well. So if you watch me for literally any length of time, you'll know that I've been dealing with acne for the last over 2 years now, like 2.5 years. And I'm a big picker, okay? I'm a big, like, get in there, OCD, pimple picker. And everyone knows that you're not supposed to do that, because that can cause scarring, that can prolong the healing process. It can leave kind of like bruising on your face. It takes a lot longer for the acne to heal when you pick. So I'm bad about that. So the smart thing to do is to put a pimple patch on the bump. It kind of helps prevent you from, you know, picking at it and looking at it and stuff, and it kind of sucks all the gunk and the pus and just the bacteria out. But the problem with most pimple patches is that you have to have a certain level of patience that I do not possess. You have to wait for the pimple to come to a head before you can put the patch on, because then, like, if it's not to a head, the patch won't actually pull anything out. And I ain't got time for that. Like, I'm not gonna get to that point where it happens. Like I'm gonna start picking at it. But this brand has kind of set the stage. Like it's kind of, I put it on a pedestal for comparing everything else to. And these are the Rael Miracle Patch Invisible Spot Covers. I can put these on a pimple that's not come to a head, and it still pulls out stuff. I've never woken up the next day and not had at least a little bit of something on the patch. Most of the time it's all filled with white. Like you can see it's pulled the whitehead out. Like they stick to the skin, like they adhere so tightly, and it's not one of those cases where like if you go into your serums and moisturizers and stuff afterward that it's gonna slide it around, like it's not stuck on. Like it adheres very, very well. I love these so much. Like this is now my gold standard for pimple patches. So I've been in a very long phase of loving lip liner and lip gloss. Like that is it. I almost never wear lipsticks now. The Maybelline Lifter Glosses. I know this is kind of old news, but this is one of the only viral products I've ever tried that I actually get it. They're opaque enough to where with lip liner, they don't look weird. Like they're not so sheer to where it looks like you've got just a big blunt line around your lips and, you know, you don't really have anything else on. Like I love everything about these so much. I am totally obsessed. And recently, especially because it's getting warmer out, I don't even want to fool with the lip liner. Like I just want to have something that I can put on. It gives me some color, but it doesn't make me look like I've got the thinnest lips of all time. I don't know what came over me, but I decided to browse the Morphe aisle. Came across these Make It Big plumping lip glosses, and I saw these shades. Like I was looking for a shade that was kind of like a mimic of a blush shade. And I saw this shade in particular. This is the shade So Fire. It's kind of this pinky red coral, but like it's not too opaque and it's not too sheer. Like this is the kind of shade that you can put on and it shows up, but it doesn't show up too much, you know? This shade is exactly what I've been looking for. This is a very, very good plumping, tingly kind of formula, and it is a dead ringer. I don't know if you guys have ever tried them, but the Bare Minerals Moxie lip glosses, like this, I was obsessed with these. It has that exact same feeling and smell and tingle as the Bare Minerals Moxie lip glosses. So this is an exact dupe in my opinion. Not to mention these hold up so well. Like, the longevity of these is amazing. Like especially on those really, really hot days. Like I wore this the other day for camping out and like it never got sticky. It never felt like it was just feeling goopy or thick on my lips. Like it stayed feeling nice and comfortable and moisturizing. I didn't really feel like this is something I needed to keep touching up, you know, throughout the course of the day. Wow, I spent way too much time talking about lip glosses. For eyeshadow, I have this Moira Chasing Eternity Celestial Series palette. I got this on Amazon for, I think it was $16. This is the perfect neutral, everyday kind of palette. You got shimmers, you got mattes, like everything's pigmented. It's all smooth, buttery, easy to work with. Like check, check, check. You guys know my checklist is pretty much the same for all eyeshadows. These, if you were to do a blind test, like you would totally think that this came from like a $50 palette. Like this does not feel low end or affordable at all. Speaking of eyeshadow, my local Walmart now has an LA Colors display, but I came across this eyeshadow palette. This is the LA Colors Radiant Beauty eyeshadow palette. It was like $2.50. I think it was like $2.49. The way that these meld into each other and just fuse, like the way that the tones complement each other, it's perfectly curated. So I actually use this in my full face of Walmart makeup video, so I'll link that up here if you want to see it in action. But the pigmentation, smoothness, the butteriness, the overall blending experience with these is unlike anything that I've ever used for $3, that's for sure. It's not just good for it being $3, like it's good for any quality of eyeshadow, no matter what the market is. So I've got a brow product, and this is kind of old news. Like this was viral like a year or two ago, I think, but I just kind of hopped on the train recently, like this year. This is the e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel Mascara, Brow Mascara, I don't know what they call it, but this is the shade Neutral Brown, and this is what I've been using on a daily basis. Like this is pretty much all I use anymore. Like I'll use this, and then sometimes I'll take a brow pencil, and instead of filling it all in, I'll just fill in like my arch or like the areas where I see like empty space or like sparseness. But this is my main brow product nowadays. So I've got a couple of blushes. So the first one I have is this Essence Baby Got Blush Stick in the shade Rose All Day. I talked about this in one of my new drugstore makeup videos. I'll put it up here so you can see it in action too. But I was really surprised at how creamy it is, not just in the way it blends. Like it blends on so effortlessly. Like you need the smallest amount, like a little bit. It goes a very, very long way. It's creamy in the texture, but also the finish is super creamy. Like it's not one of those that's flat matte. It's not glassy, dewy. Like it's not gonna melt off if you have oily skin. Like it's just one of those that it looks really nice on the skin. Like it's a really nice texture and a really nice pigmentation level. And then I've also been enjoying the Makeup Revolution Blush Balm Liquid Blush in the shade Dolly Rose. This is such a nice formula, and I really don't like Makeup Revolution as a whole, but like this is a hit for them. It comes in a little doe foot applicator like this, and the color of this is so unique. Like I don't really see a lot of shades that's quite like this. Like it's kind of got like a baby doll pink aspect to it, but it's also got a kick of coral and peach in there. Like it's just really wearable. Look at that shade. Like it's so high-end looking. Like it's not one of those shades that you see a whole lot on the drugstore side. Like it's kind of unique in a way, but I mean, it does have a little bit of glossiness to it, but it's not so much so that, you know, like I said, mimics shine. It's a really nice formula, so kudos to Makeup Revolution. Another lip product I've been loving is this Flower Beauty Plump Up Gloss Stick. This is the shade Spicy. I've never seen a stick product with this much glossiness to it. Like it's so shiny, so juicy, but it also has that tingly, cooling sensation of a plumping gloss. It's very unique. I do hate the packaging though. Like I hate this. Like, yeah, that's annoying to me. If you're sitting in a restaurant or like a movie theater or something where you're trying to be discreet about it, and then you're just like, but the bad thing about it is that when you click it up, you can't pull it back down if you click up too much. So yeah, if your kid gets into it and just decides to go ham with the little clicker, then you're screwed. You can't push it back down. For bronzer, I've liked quite a few, but I'm not going to talk about every bronzer that I love this year. But the standout one for me is this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup in the shade Medium. So just using a darker shade for bronzer. But yeah, when I first put it on, it kind of looks orange. Like it's like, oh, is it going to be muddy? It's going to look, I'm not trying to look like a damn tangerine out here. Then you blend it out, and this blends so effortlessly, number one. but it just completely melts into my skin. Like, it's so thin and it's not so much coverage and so much opacity that it looks like a separate product. Like, it just looks like I've got natural dimension in my face. And it has a really subtle glow and sheen to it. Like, it looks like you went outside and you got a tan. You're naturally glowing. Like, it just looks so effortless and radiant, but like not in a greasy, oily, shiny way. Alright, we are down to base products now. So for concealer, I've been loving two super cheap ones. Like, I'm pretty embarrassed to talk about these actually. I'm not one that's really been a promoter of Dollar Tree makeup, like really cheap, like we don't know how that was made kind of makeup. But I recently got a bunch of makeup from Dollar Tree because I filmed a full face of Dollar Tree makeup. That one will be up pretty soon, if not before now. If it's up, I'll put it up here in the cards. But I discovered so many favorites from that, or like especially face products. Like, I am wowed by their face products. The brand is called b.pure. There's a lot of b.pure products at Dollar Tree. This is the b.pure Essentially Ageless Hydrating Serum Concealer with Hyaluronic Acid. I really didn't expect to like this at all. Like, I really had no, like, the only expectation I had from the Dollar Tree stuff was like, it may be okay. It may be like a one-time use kind of thing for the video, and then I probably won't use it again. But this has become one of my favorite concealers, and I don't know why or how. The way that this sits in my under eye area and doesn't crease, it doesn't budge up, it doesn't look crepey, like it doesn't make my under eyes look more old. It's so creamy and satiny and just it's a very natural kind of finish, but like the coverage of this, you can build it up. I would say it's like a medium coverage starting out, but then when you build it up, like, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't ever look dry, it doesn't look thick or makeupy. Like, it wears so well, and I'm not someone that sets my makeup with powder every single day. Like, usually I just do my little setting spray hack, which I'll link up here. I feel like I link this in literally every video, but like, it's linkable worthy. Like, this is something everyone should watch. It's a game-changing hack that I do on a daily basis. But yeah, I'll just do my little setting spray hack and be done, and it still doesn't crease. It holds up all day long. Like, it just looks so expensive. Another thing that I found from Dollar Tree, this has been a foundation that I have been wowed by. This is the, once again, b.pure Essentially Ageless Hydrating Serum Foundation, and I'm in the shade medium deep. Like, this is the only shade I've ever seen at my $2, actually I went to $3 Dollar Trees, and that's the only shade that I've seen. So I had to doctor this up quite a bit. Actually, let me show you something. I mixed up and made my own personal concoction of this foundation and put it in this little empty cushion foundation compact that I had. Actually, I had several cushion foundations that I never used, and I just ended up cleaning them out. Like, they're really easy to clean. You can just pop this little sponge out, wash it really well, clean it out, like clean the inside out with something, and then you can reuse this. Like, you can mix whatever you want in here and have your own personalized, like, favorite base product or skincare product or whatever you want to put in here. But if you don't have an empty cushion foundation laying around, you can buy them on Amazon. Yes Styles, where I got some, and then probably anywhere where Korean makeup is sold, like Korean beauty websites. Yeah, that's a quick little tip if you haven't thought about it before. But yeah, this is way too dark for me, so I actually have tried this as a bronzer as well, and it is a beautiful tone for bronzer. Medium deep for me is so nice for bronzer. But yeah, here's what medium deep looks like. So yeah, it's just a tad bit darker than my skin tone, just a tad. But oh my God, the way this is full coverage and dewy and lasts literally from start to finish, like from the time that I put it on till the time that I take it off, it looks so freaking good on my skin. Now, I don't know if this will work for someone that has really oily skin, but if you have normal, combination, dry especially, mature especially, you gotta give this at least one shot. Please use Dollar Tree makeup at your own risk. Like, I don't want to recommend something from the Dollar Tree and then someone gets like an allergic reaction or like a deathly reaction that, you know, it flares up their face or something. Like, I don't know how high quality the ingredients are. Next foundation I have is this Pixie H2O Skin Tint Tinted Face Gel. I'm not someone that's usually into skin tints because usually they're just too watery. They're more for people that don't have acne and a lot of blemishes and a lot of crap to cover up on their face. They just don't usually do it for me. But this is one that I don't like the way it looks initially. Like, it's one that goes on very watery, very streaky. Like, I actually like it best apply with my fingers, and then what I'll do is go into a sponge or a brush and just kind of tap out anything after that. But like, this is one that it goes on watery, but then it dries to look like an actual foundation. You can see, like, it looks like actual water. Then when it dries, it just like sinks in and kind of mattifies a little bit, and it looks like you applied a setting powder. But like, it doesn't look makeupy. Like, it doesn't look like you have a full face of makeup on or anything, but it does give you some coverage. Like, you can see it drying down right now. Like, it's less shiny. Yeah, here's pretty much completely set. And you can see, like, there's not a lot of shine left over. And, like, it's lost that wateriness to it. And it just stays looking skin-like and natural. Next foundation I have is one that I also talked about. Actually, I talked about this in 2 different videos. Yeah, this is another one you're going to see in a lot of videos on my channel. But this is the Makeup Revolution Relove Super Serum Foundation. So, it comes in a little medicine dropper like this. Like, you would expect it to not have any coverage because it's so liquidy and watery. But no joke. One light layer of this with very little blending and very little effort gives you total and complete full coverage. And before you go there, like, it's not matte. This is a beautiful natural satin finish foundation. Like, it's not too glowy, it's not too, like, it's not flat matte. It's one of those that it will work on every kind of skin type. I probably need another shade because now I'm getting darker and this is way too light for me, but $5 at Walmart and it's very hard to beat. So I think I saved probably my favorite product for last. So this is a newer find for me, but this is a quick, fell in love with this, obsessed, holy grail status kind of product now. And that is the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint Foundation. I'm gonna put the original video where I tried it up here. Highly recommend checking it out so you can see how it performs and stuff. This is like full coverage. It sits on the skin in the most beautiful, healthy, non-makeup-y way. Like, it looks like your skin holds up on my acne very well. It covers my acne really well. Maybe jinx myself, but so far I've had nothing but a good experience with this foundation. So this is the product of the year for me. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And in the comments below, I want to know what your all's best discovery of 2023 is. So yeah, let us all know. Like, share the wealth, drop in the comments below. But if you did enjoy the video, then make sure you give this a big old thumbs up. Here's a couple more things for you to check out next. So just venture around the channel, make yourself at home. Subscribe if you're not already, and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.